I had made a few comments to Ravi Gupta and Dinesh Mohan during lunchtime, and they thought they should put me on the dais and to share some experience. I have no experience of working in the municipalities. I tried once, and the person I spoke to thought I was too ambitious to bring about change. So my name was struck off from the claimant side. That was 95. I have lived in 15 municipalities in India and abroad, have worked and visited many more. So I'll just share my experience in terms of some of the practices. Now, with the coming of unique ID project, our expectations, our total concepts have undergone a change. That we can have fixed identity for a person and include that identity for rendering various services across the country from different agencies. 12 years back when I was in UK, the property tax in UK, it is an incidence on the property, but it is to be collected from the occupant. So they have a database of every property in each of the cities. They have identified the owners. The owners have to pay the house tax because they are presumed to be the occupants. If he claims it is vacant, he has to prove it. If he claims it is tenanted, he has to prove it by filing a copy of the rent deed with the municipal department. The moment a new occupant is identified, he is identified as a resident of that place. He is counted as a voter. He may not actually get the voter slip for the European Parliament or the Westminster Parliament or the local elections if he is a foreign alien. But as a resident, he gets registered as a voter. In England, house tax determination for each property is done by the Inland Revenue Service every 4 or 5 years. It is only the collection part which is left to the local urban authority. For that also they give rebates. If you are a student, you don't have to pay municipal tax. If you are unemployed, you don't have to pay municipal tax. If you are elderly, you come in a different category. But they have a comprehensive database for each property. I don't know whether they have a unique ID number for each property. How we can create a unique ID? A lot of thinking has to be given to it. Now, I have been observing very keenly these speakers in all the sessions till now. Many of them are experts in their respective areas. And in each area, people are working in watertight silos. A smart city cannot be created or operated on the basis of diverse technologies and technologists operating in silos. There has got to be an integrator. So I was telling Ravi that we need 5 years of solid work through think tanks where people are brought together, practices are shared, and then we give over 5 years we evolve what exactly has to be implemented in terms of creating sustainable smart cities. For example, in the earlier sessions, I noticed one thing. People were talking about landscaping, creating roads, creating utility services. Not one person spoke of creating or regenerating water bodies. The biggest crisis in 10 to 15 years from now is going to be water. I was born and brought up in Delhi, And I have seen over the last 40 years that I've been observing, most of the water bodies in Delhi have been leveled off. Today you cannot identify where the water bodies existed. You would earlier dig 8 to 10 feet and you would get water. Now there are areas in Delhi you dig up 200 feet, 300 feet, 400 feet, and you still don't get potable water. Smart city per force has to be a sustainable city. If it is not sustainable, forget it. Now, I was of the view that different technologies have to be given a play, but not the full play. Because to understand complex technologies, if you jump onto a particular bandwagon too fast without understanding the implications and without having competent people in place who can integrate the technologies in terms of long-term viability and sustenance, then we may have to pay a very heavy price. We are talking of governance at the municipality level. In India, we have at the top the union government, then you have the state government, and at the bottom you have the urban local bodies. Effectively, the lowest level of governance you experience anywhere in the country is at the level of municipalities. It's a rare case that a person with a vision who is also technology savvy, say like Dr. Samir Sharma, who gets a chance to give a real shape in terms of good governance to a city. Most of the states today, I think for last 10 years or so, they have been having IT secretaries. The role of IT secretaries initially was totally different. Many people even thought it was a dump yard posting. But they played a very important role where there was no information technology. They were instrumental in first infusing technology. First, they introduced it, then there was infusion, and finally it led to saturation of technology in certain sectors. It is only after the technology got saturated that they came to the stage of using it for transactions, as has been used in the case of Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. Today, that particular phase of IT secretary